This time, Tomac tears it up. Things are all tied up. No one can catch up. This one is a mud up. In this, someone catches up. We talk to a young man who's coming up. All that only on the Racer X Show. Hi, it's good to have you with us on the Racer X Show. I'm Greg. Well, we're winding down the Supercross and Arena Cross series. The good news, start of the Pro Motocross, just a couple weeks away. Plus, road racing's in full swing. AMA Pro Flat Track is about to rock 3 races in a row. This is the time of year when I'm constantly glued to my phone on all my racing apps, that's for sure. But we have this past weekend to talk about, so let's do it.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Cherubies, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
It's time for our Supercross segment presented by Cherubies, and over the weekend, it was a big event for the Monster Energy Supercross Series, racing up MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, just outside of New York City. Not only was the race live on Fox, but Feld Motorsports decided to move the race to 3 p.m., a move that proved to be a fan favorite because tons of them showed up to witness the conclusion to the only undecided title in the series, a title that has been dominated by Red Bull KTM's Marvin Musquin. With the race underway, number 1 plate at Geico, Honda's Justin Bogle led points leader Marvin Musquin on the 25. The Frenchman goes to work on the Oklahoma native with a nice setup and line-stealing move. Musquin takes the point. The focus moved onto the battle for third between number 6 Jeremy Martin, Yamaha Star Racing Yamaha, and number 37 Joey Savacci, Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Martin threw a couple shots at Savacci. That wasn't until this big moment. Oh man, he slams himself into the dirt. That was it for third, but the celebration, Musquin and KTM, was just about to erupt. The win and the title. After that crash, Martin salvaged fourth, rookie Hampshire rounding out the top 5. But how about you, champ?
This plate, I was dreaming about that one, and I almost had that one 2 years ago, and I know Will Hunt is watching the TV right now, and I battled so hard against him, and it was a great year in 2013, and last year got hurt, couldn't race, and this year was my last year on the 250, so I'm really happy to have that number 1 plate, and now let's move on and work harder and chase the dreams.
You heard it, Musquin signs a 2-year deal to stay at Red Bull KTM. He'll be doing it on the 450, starting Supercross 2016. Moving on to the 450s, with the title wrapped up, it's one of those situations, where it's like win or nothing. It's the big stage, New York City, Fox. The biggest disappointment was not having Chad Reed line up, the 2-time Supercross champ, having shoulder problems and couldn't race. But for Reed and the rest of us watching, it was a fast and fun one to watch. And off the start, it was no surprise that number 29 Andrew Short on the BTO Sports KTM got the whole shot. But hot on the heels of Shorty, class rookie number 14 Factory Honda's Cole Seeley, who's had 3 podiums since Indy, and he's rolling. A little further back, number 4 Yoshimura Suzuki's Blake Baggett was chasing number 51 Autotrader.com Toyota Yamaha's Justin Barcia, when a mistake from Barcia sends him flying, hit DNF. Next on the charging Baggett's radar was Andrew Short. Back up front, Seeley at one point had a 4-second lead, but once Geico Honda's Eli Tomac recovered from a so-so start, the chase was on. And working lap 14 of 20, he made that stick. And that pass would do it. Eli Tomac with his 3rd win of the season. Seeley fell into the clutches of Dungey, but held on for his 5th podium of the year. But after the race, Tomac was all smiles.
Going to the race itself, this was one of the most technical tracks we've had all year, just with the soft dirt and the rut. So made for good lines and be able to make moves on guys. And man, me and Cole had a good battle there for almost over half the race. So that was a lot of fun.
Before this race, Tomac was quoted in a press release saying, "I'll accept nothing less than wins at this point." Well, one more to go next week in Las Vegas. Monster Energy Supercross moves back over to Fox Sports 1 this weekend. Saturday coverage begins 10 p.m. East at 7 p.m. West for you math challenged. And that's our Supercross segment presented by Cherubies. It's on to the road race segment presented by Yoshimura. Well, the highly anticipated Moto America series kicked off just a couple weeks ago during the MotoGP race in Austin, Texas. The following week, the true test came when they put on their own event at Road Atlanta. Unfortunately, Mother Nature had her own plans on how things would go. rain. But make no mistake, 190 mile per hour superbikes race in the rain. And in that premier class, leading the way is Monster Energy Graves Yamaha's Cameron Beaubier, who joins us now. Hey Cam, how are you?
Doing good, how about you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for joining us. Let's jump into it, all right? You come off your rookie year on a superbike to massive changes. Brand new Yamaha R1, new series. What was your off season like?
A lot of preparation on both sides. On my team side with a brand new R1, they've been working their butts off back at the shop, and same with Josh and I. We've been working hard. It's my first off season in the last 3 years where I haven't had to have a little surgery on something. I've been dealing with my knee the last few years, so it was really, really good to get through the off season strong and just kind of build where I left off last year. You know, I had a little bit of a rough season with just highs and lows last year. You know, had some really good rounds, really good races with Josh and Raj, and then some pretty low weekends like New Jersey. I crashed in both races, which is a total bummer. But I think coming into this year, I mean, it's been awesome riding a brand new bike and kind of giving my insight on how to set up the bike and stuff like that. And I've never done anything like that, so it's been pretty cool. And to get a few wins already this season and gives me some confidence going into the rest of the season for sure.
So far, you've done 2 race meetings, 4 races into the season, and it's been almost all rain. Unusual for racing in the U.S., but you have rain experience, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I had got quite a bit of rain experience over in Europe, just on 125s and stuff. When I came back to the U.S. in 2010, I really didn't race much in the rain, ride much in the rain. We had one rain race at Miller in 2011 on 600s, and that was my first DSB podium, which was pretty cool. And honestly, coming into COTA and Road Atlanta, I was like, man, I saw rain on the forecast. I was like, man, I do not want to race in the rain, because I struggled quite a bit in the rain in some of the sessions and races we had last year. And I was like, man, I've been doing really good in the dry, and me and this bike, the new R1's been gelling really good, and I feel like I have something, you know. I feel like I can put it on top of the box in the dry, and it turns out I got a good feeling going with the new R1 in the wet, and it was awesome. I was able to win both races at Road Atlanta, and luckily we got one dry race at COTA, and it was really cool. It was a good confidence booster for me.
All right, let's switch gears for a second, because I know you're a fan. Any predictions for the pro motocross season starting up in a couple weeks?
Oh man, I don't know. Tomac's on fire right now. Who knows? I think the Yamaha boys, Barsha and Pike, will have something which should be good. Pretty excited to watch it.
All right, thanks for joining us on the Racer X Show. Moto America Superbike points leader Cameron Beaubier. See you at VIR in 3 weeks.
All right, thanks a lot, Greg.
But this weekend, MotoGP coverage on Fox Sports 1 begins Sunday, 7:30 a.m. East from Jerez, Spain. Make sure you check it out. Okay, now we're talking AMSOIL Arena Cross, featuring Ricky Carmichael's Road to Supercross. This is the penultimate race of the year, and still no clue on who might take that #1. And look, sometimes second is good enough. And the way this week's races ended up, well, it set the stage for the perfect scenario going into the season finale in Vegas next week. And here's what happened. Gate drops in main 1, and Team Babbitt's Monster Energy AMSOIL Kawasaki's Matt Gerke gets the whole shot. He's number 36. Number 2, Gerke's teammate Jacob Hayes makes some aggressive moves to secure second. Then this ruckus starts up between number 116 Thermotech FMC Racing Yamaha's Bobby Canary, Husqvarna Tylube Tough Racing's Gavin Faith, and your points leader Faith's teammate number 4 Kyle Regal. There was the passing, block passing, passing back, contact. Regal almost gets knocked off his bike, close call, all the while number 63 Chris Blows comes through. So much drama behind this guy. In the spotlight, Gerke with the main 1 win. Main 2, bar banging action causing a pileup. Canary gets it going. Gerke goes down with him. But Regal, Faith, and Hayes get away clean, along with number 5 Corey Green on the Suzuki. Then Hayes attacks. Boom! Down goes Faith. In the mix, number 217, Preston Plumbing Yamaha's Ryan Brees, who finished 5th in the first one, working on Hayes. He'll settle for 3rd. But Regal will only settle for a win after finishing 11th in the first one. Results, way to go Ryan. Gerke picked it up 6th, good enough for 2nd overall. But the big winner was Hayes with his 2nd overall in a row.
What we do this for is to have fun. We love it, and you know, we go out there and do our job, and it's fun. You know, you never work a day in your life if you love what you do. So been focusing on that and clicking off some wins. Last weekend was a great weekend for me. Got the ball rolling, and this weekend, you know, went 2-2. Solid night. Focus on consistency and going after each win.
The result of that consistency, oh man, tie ball game, heading into the winner takes all finish next week. Good luck, boys. Arena Cross is on TV Sunday from Fresno at 10:30 a.m. East. Catch the entire race. You don't want to miss it. To the off-road world, where Factory FMF KTM's Caleb Russell extended his win streak to 5 on Sunday at round 5 of the 2012 AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country presented by Maxxis in Springville, Indiana. Russell now sits 3rd on the all-time bike win list with 27 careers, surpassing Ed Lojak, who claimed 26 through his storied career. But it wasn't an easy race for the North Carolina resident. When the hounds were let out of the cage, it was NFAB Ampro Yamaha's Jordan Ashburn taking the $250 All Balls Racing Hole Shot Award, with teammate Grant Baylor and Rockstar Energy Husqvarna's Josh Strang right there. Rocky Mountain ATV MC Thad Duvall quickly made his way into the lead from his mid-pack start on lap 1. Meanwhile, Russell had to work his way through the pack after crashing in the 2nd turn. Caleb managed to take over the lead on lap 4, but would continue to battle wheel-to-wheel with Grant Baylor, who was rocking and rolling. That was until the start of the final lap. The track was very rough and in spots open with a lot of different lines to take, which Russell would later say it made it difficult to lead, easier to follow. But in the end, the champ was able to put his head down. On the last lap, he ripped it, taking a 2.3 second gap at the beginning of the final lap and putting almost 20 seconds between himself and Baylor. The Husqvarna and KTM dominated top 10, but it's that familiar name up top. 5 wins in 5 races. You gotta pounce on the champ while he's struggling, but only Baylor could keep him honest. Next stop, New York in 2 weeks. In the XC2 class, Dirtwise Maxxis climb-backed Jason Thomas was able to make his way through the pack after a bad start and take the lead on lap 4. Thomas extends his points lead over DeLong as the series heads to Tomahawk at Seneca Highlands in 2 weeks. Moving on to the ATV side of racing, where for the first time since 2013, Chris Bithell stood in the center spot on the podium at round 5 of the 2015 AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series presented by Maxxis, after rain made for a muddy, tough, and slick course. When the four-wheelers were let loose, it was JMRATVRiders.com Jared McClure who snagged the $250 AMSOIL XC1 Pro Hole Shot Award as he led a string of racers into the woods on the opening lap. Bithell was sitting 3rd. NFAB Ampro Yamaha's Walker Fowler made his move into the lead during lap 1, holding on until lap 3. Fowler crashed and suffered a mechanical, ending his day early. Maxxis B. Neal Motorsports' Bryson Neal moved into the lead briefly before battling with Bithell. Neal would also suffer a mechanical issue on lap 3, ultimately ending his chances at an overall podium finish. But that would leave it all to Bithell, who never got off the gas all day, winning his first race in almost 2 years. Points leader Adam McGill salvaged a 7th place finish in the mud, but the one who got the podium interview is Chris Bithell. McGill still with a decent lead as his rivals are good one week and struggle another. We'll see if Chris Borich starts to make a push. Hey GNCC fans, coming up on Sunday, 5 p.m. East on NBC-SN, it's GNCC ATV from Wild Boar. A great half-hour show that you don't want to miss. And if you want to watch all the racing that GNCC has to offer, 3+ hours of bikes, 2+ hours of ATV, you can always check out racertv.com. They have all the races archived for you to watch anytime. And now to get you caught up on the Kendon National Enduro Championship presented by Moose Racing, where round 3 in Texas was rained out. So the Rad Dad in West Point, Tennessee becomes round 3. New series regular Caleb Russell was looking for his first ever Enduro win. And man, oh man, what a finish. 6 timed tests makes up a day of enduro racing, and right off the bat, FMF KTM's Caleb Russell made his presence felt with a Test 1 win. And moving on to Test 2, it was Russell again with the win, moving the GNCC champ 33 seconds ahead of Russell Bobbitt. Moving into Test 3, and Bobbitt gets his first win, getting back 8 seconds on Russell, and the drama builds. Moving on to Test 4, and this time it was Stuart Baylor who shows everyone the way. He beats Caleb Russell by 3 and Russell Bobbitt by 24 seconds. Now Baylor is P2. Penultimate test, number 5. Bobbitt fights back, making this one close. Test victory 2 over Corey Buttrick, 5 over Russell, 14 over Baylor. Those seconds would later prove crucial to the final stage, and Caleb Russell has a 44-second lead over Russell Bobbitt. But when Test 6 was over, Bobbitt threw the smackdown. He beat Russell by 48 seconds and was the only rider to run the test in under 13 minutes. The margin of victory after 44 minutes of racing, 4 seconds. KTM sweeps the podium with 4th Grant Baylor, the first non-Austrian bike to finish. But how about Russell Bobbitt?
Want to be on the box, on the podium, and the first couple rounds weren't what I was really looking for, and hopefully I just kind of carry from this win and build on it and continue to do good.
All of that leads Caleb Russell the points leader. Make sure you check out all the footage at nepgshow.com. Hey, go see live racing. Vegas, baby. Supercross, Arena Cross, and Enduro Cross, all in Las Vegas. The East-West 250 Shootout, Arena Cross winner-take-all races. Should be a great time. ATV MX is at Muddy Creek in Tennessee, and the weather is looking great. MotoGP stops at Jerez de la Frontera for round 4. And in Texas, the second attempt at the second race of Scramble Cross at Askey Ranch.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Cherubies, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
Okay, that's it for now. Time to get out of here. Thank you for taking your time to watch. Please share the show with everyone you love. For the fine crew here at the Racer X Show and Racer TV, I'm Greg, and remember, we are all racing all the time.